This is a test of the audio system. Hey folks, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Crusty Lips McGee. Today we're gonna be doing a get ready with me. I am sweating for some reason, but my skin and my face and stuff actually looks really good. I was upstairs in the bathroom earlier looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, I'm really about to go film a get ready with me, meaning that I will have to begin the video without any makeup on, which was very terrifying until I sat down and I started filming and I was like, okay, not really mad. So if you don't know, tonight is the second night of Bang Bang Con. And if you don't know what Bang Bang Con is, it is a YouTube/Weverse live stream marathon of a bunch of BTS concerts. Last night was the first night and it started around 11 p.m. So I only got to watch a couple of hours of it because I'm old, so I had to go to bed by like 1 a.m. I am really sweating and it is not hot in here and it's not hot outside, so I don't know what my problem is. This is not me just being dramatic, it's me literally having to dry off my face before I put any makeup on it. So anyway, I think Bang Bang Con was a really cool thing for BTS to decide to do for us ARMY, since we can't be seeing them live right now, obviously. Last night I was just wearing sweatpants and like holding my army bomb and just looking gross. It didn't feel so good. So tonight I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get dressed up. I'm gonna act like I'm actually going to a concert and maybe it'll make me feel a little better. By the way, I did put some jewelry on. My earrings, they say Yang Kimin, which is Suga's American name, or the name that he would call himself if he lived in America, I guess. Because I'm a stupid fangirl, these were very expensive. They were custom made. And I'm also wearing my little necklace that says Suga on it. You probably can't see it. Also, I should not get that close to the camera without any makeup on. I'm holding my arms up because I have to fan my pits this time. I don't really have a plan for the look I'm gonna do. I'm just kind of gonna yeet a bunch of stuff onto my face and hope for the best. Is that what the kids are doing these days? I don't even know if I did that right. All I did to prep my skin for makeup was just wash my face and then put toner and moisturizer on, and I let it sink in for at the very least 10 minutes before I put on any kind of makeup. I don't use any kind of primer because I don't really think it makes that much of a difference. For foundation, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation in the shade Sand, which is the absolute wrong color, but it's all I have right now because I haven't been to the store. This is really, really good for a drugstore brand. I was quite surprised. I mean, I know a lot of e.l.f. products are really good, but I was really shocked that this was so good and it stays on well, and it also doesn't irritate my skin, which is very important because I have rosacea. Just like squirt a bunch onto my hand. Oh my god. I'm gonna wet this beauty blender that I don't like with this setting spray that I also don't like, but again, it's all I have at the moment. Work with what you have. This is the Born Natural Gel Mist. It's the VT with BTS collaboration. I was actually really sad that I didn't enjoy this because I wanted to, just because it has BTS's name on it and I'm a stupid fangirl. Oh my god. The stream is like so awful. I mean, it didn't look bad there, but it like comes out more on the bottom than at the top. I don't know, it's just really weird. I don't like it. It also makes my face really dry. I know you're gonna be like, well, Kyla, you could just wet your beauty blender with water. Well, I don't wanna do that. I'd rather do this and torture myself. I just kind of like dip it in and then just slap it on my face. And then you blend for a really fucking long time. Don't forget your neck, sis. Like the seconds that begin. Wow, this natural light is really offensive. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home. I look like a pumpkin. I've taken to not wearing concealer lately, A, because I'm lazy, and B, because the only concealer that I currently have is this one by Glossier, and it's so slippery and just kind of like slides all over if you put it on top of any kind of foundation that you're wearing. So if I'm going for like the full beat, like caked up to the nines makeup look, I don't ever pick that. I only use this if I'm like going to work or something, which I'm unemployed, so. I also haven't really been powdering my face either. I used to put my foundation on and then put like a powder foundation on top. Looking back on pictures, it just makes everything look so cakey. Like you could literally slice into my face with a butter knife, like a 2-inch slice or something, and you like wouldn't even cut my face because it'd just be like all makeup. That was a really long way of saying that I wore like 2 inches worth of foundation. Well, I don't use powder foundation over top of my foundation anymore. Just to kind of set the places that tend to get a little greasy on me. I do use this stuff from Innisfree. This is the No Sebum Mineral Powder. There it is. I'm a beauty guru. This stuff is amazing for controlling oil. Like I've never used a powder that has controlled oil quite as well as this. It's got this little puff in it that like barely fits my 2 fat fingers. So I just kind of pat this in underneath my eyes, so the foundation doesn't crease there. Oh my god. If it's true, I've got a feeling. Put it around my nose, T-zone, and chin. So before I put on like bronzer or blush or highlighter or anything, I like to let the foundation kind of seep into my skin a little bit, just so when I apply bronzer, the foundation's not super tacky and therefore kind of unblendable in places. And that, because if you put it on too soon, at least for me, I found that it can make your bronzer look like really muddy and just kind of weird and like you don't know what you're doing, which I mean I don't really, but I pretend to. So we'll move on to our eyes. I'm gonna be using today the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is one of my favorites. So we are going to, I'm sorry, this palette looks really disgusting, but I use it a lot, so that's probably why. And we're gonna go in with the shade Weekender. Just kind of, we're going to buff this just in our crease real quick. And I'm not like doing this very precisely. I'm just kind of going in. So this brush is like the blending something from Morphe. It's the M518. I really enjoy this brush. I use it every day. Obviously, because I only use like 2 makeup brushes to do the whole freaking look. Cute! Another thing that I've taken to doing is applying metallic shadows with my finger instead of worrying about a brush. I've just now realized that this whole video so far has just made me sound just really lazy, which, accurate. So we're gonna go in with shade Ignite. It's this coppery looking one. And then I'm just gonna take my 4th finger and slightly coat the pad of my finger with it, and then just apply this to my lid. Stellar. We're gonna deepen our crease with the shade Riff. The natural light makes this look very offensive. Now we're going to further deepen our crease with the shade Good as Gone, and I'm gonna put just a little bit like on the outer corner / creasy part of my eye with this little blendy brush. And don't worry if this looks like shit right now, because we're just gonna blend the hell out of it. So you take that crease brush from before, and then I just kind of a pair of jeans, a shirt or two. I'm just gonna go around the perimeter of all that shadow that I just put on with the shade Breakaway, which I have hit pan on a long time ago. I've got a feeling love will give us what we like. So I'm gonna go in with that shade Good as Gone again, the dark brown, and just kind of smudge just a little bit on my lower lash line. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. Fantastic. Okay, so we still look like a ghost. So now we're gonna put on some bronzer. I use this random stuff from Sephora that I don't know how long ago I even got this. And then I use this super fluffy, duffy brush that's by Eco Tools. I love this. I just kind of apply it like in a 3 shape. So I usually start under my cheekbones to kind of carve out, make it look like maybe my face isn't a basketball. Kind of blend in my hairline, and you got to make sure that hairline is blended, otherwise it's gonna look like shit. I had liposuction on my jaw, but I want to give it that little extra moment, so I just kind of, excuse me sir, just kind of blend it down onto your neck a little bit so it's not this like harsh line of bronzer. That's pretty obvious too. Great. So I'm going to take NARS Blush in Orgasm with this old ass blush brush that I've had for way too long. I definitely need a new one. We're just going to apply her, not to the apples, because my face shape is super round. So in order to give the illusion that my face is, again, not a total basketball, I apply it kind of like in the same shape as I would my highlighter, in a way, except a little lower. So it's kind of like sitting on top of where I applied my bronzer. I'm gonna end up looking like Neapolitan ice cream for a minute once I put the highlighter on, but we could fix that. So if you haven't noticed by now, my process is a little weird. So at this point in the game, I am going to curl my lashes and then apply my first coat of mascara. I use the Benefit Roller Lash first. I do at least a couple of coats of this. I'll see the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. So after I've applied my first coat of mascara, I like to allow it a little bit of time to get tacky in between coats. So while I'm waiting for that, I will do my brows in the meantime. I am going to be using Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in medium brown. A pair of jeans, a shirt. Who is she? I did the second coat of mascara off camera because, you know, not interesting. So now we are going to do highlighter while we're waiting for the second coat of mascara to get a little tacky before we move on and cake the shit out of our lashes with more goop. So I am going to be using the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. This stuff is amazing. Like for a drugstore brand, I think this is probably one of my favorite highlighters that I've used. I'm gonna take my little fan brush. We're just going to go right along the cheekbone, kind of on top of where we applied our blush, in a little bit of a C shape. Oh yes. I like to put a little bit just right above my brow, just for a little extra glow. A little nose highlight. That'll make me look crazy greasy later, but I don't care. So now we're looking a little bit like Neapolitan ice cream, but like I said, we can fix that. So I'm gonna use this weird dual-ended brush that I got from Sephora, and I'm just gonna take the sculpting end and blend this together a little bit. This is gonna give us that lit from within look. I know what you're probably all thinking at this point. Kyla, you're so good at mascara. How do you not get it all over your eyelid? Oh sis, I do. But there's a solution. First of all, make sure the mascara is completely dry before you do this, otherwise you'll have a freaking mess. Take one of the blending brushes that you used to buff out your crease and just buff it away once it's all dry. I do use two types of mascara to achieve my perfect lash look. No, I do not fuck with fake lashes. I don't play that game. I have beautiful lashes all on my own. Thank you very much. Gene pool was very much chlorinated when I was conceived. So the second type of mascara I'm gonna use is Maybelline Lash Sensational, which honestly, like short of the type of brush that any drugstore brand mascara comes with, I don't really see like a huge difference. I mean, I think I prefer Maybelline the most. I also don't normally use like luxury brand mascaras because I use so much of it and go through it so fast that it's not worth spending like $20 to $30 on a tube of mascara. I just use drugstore, but I do use the Benefit Roller Lash underneath because I do love that. I know everything that I just said was like super hypocritical, but guess what? I don't care. Ooh, now she's got lower lashes. While we're waiting for our super goopy mascara to dry, we're going to put on a little glitter in the meantime. I know that I've said I've done away with using concealer and stuff like that. In place of that, I have been putting copious amounts of, what's this shit called again? This is by Lemonhead, Los Angeles. This is the Space Paste. So like when you move, glitter disappears and reappears like as you turn your head. It's beautiful. Just trust me. So I'm just gonna glob a bunch of this on like in my under eye area and then kind of up in a C shape, sort of like where we put our highlighter. Kind of just completely covering up our highlighter, honestly, but really, who cares?
The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos, where you go, every corner.
Wow, queen. You look like a gay football player. Next, we're gonna put on our eyeliner. I enjoy the All Day Fix from Etude House. This stuff does not move. First of all, I have super watery, allergy-ish eyes, so I need a waterproof eyeliner. Holy shit, this delivers. I'm also gonna put this on off camera because me putting on eyeliner is like a whole thing. She a Boeing 737 because girl got wings. BTS Wings Tour featuring me. I'm gonna tight line my upper lash line using Rimmel London Scandalize. This is the 24-hour waterproof gel pencil. And I am just gonna kind of briefly hurt myself while I put this on my upper lash line.
The world is waiting half a step beyond our door.
I love tight lining even though it hurts if the pencil isn't shaved down far enough because it kind of just brings everything together, makes the look a little more cohesive. So for lips, I'm going to line my lips with NYX lip pencil in Natural. This, no cap, is my favorite lip liner of all time. I have tried a million others like it, like trying to find if there's like a dupe or, you know, maybe even a shade that's like a little better than this, and I just can't, I cannot find one. This is truly the best. This is like the perfect pinky nude that like almost matches my natural lip shade, but is different enough that it makes my lips just stand out and look a lot more full. So I love this.
I'll see the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
Instantly just look way hotter with this on. And then to finish it off, I'm gonna take this lipstick by Revlon, which is in the shade Flushed. It's kind of like a creamy, like velvety lipstick. I used to wear a lot of matte liquid lipsticks, but I've been trying to steer clear of them because they're just so drying and it's spring and we want to look fun and fresh and dewy and glowy and all of that nonsense.
I guess if we weren't going back.
Last, we're just gonna finish off with this horrible setting spray that I used to coat my sponge earlier when I was putting on my foundation. It's gonna dry the shit out of my skin, but anything for BTS, am I right?
The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it.
That was super fun. I'm gonna go make myself a margarita and go stare at the wall for the next 6 hours until Bang Bang Con comes on. Bye! Ow! Really quick, I forgot to tell you, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy nonsense. Bye!
It's the Stockholm lights.